All right, I pressed record, so you are being recorded. So don't pick your nose or anything like that, all right? What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Okay, so this is gonna be like super casual, like it always is, right? And I want y'all to like unmute yourselves and feel free to talk and ask questions. But one of the biggest things that I'm finding people are struggling with, or at least what I like hear from coaches, especially some of you, are that y'all are struggling with telling your story. And a lot of it is like you're afraid to tell your story, you're afraid of people judging you, or you don't really know how to tell your story, or maybe you are sharing your story and it's not really going anywhere. So I just wanted to kind of talk with y'all about it, give y'all some tips, and just share like what I did when I first started coaching, because I started just like all of you. We all start just like, maybe if you're a brand new coach, we all start just like one another, right? Like I didn't have any sales experience or no one training me on like what I should be posting or anything like that. And I've learned a lot over the last 3 years. So I wanted to just kind of share what I did, and what I do now, and then kind of just give y'all some advice as far as, just like what, because I know that a lot of the biggest struggle is like caring what people think. And I've been there and I've done that. So I just want to kind of give you from my perspective, and then y'all can feel free to like ask questions, interrupt me, unmute yourselves. You can share whatever, if you're doing something that's working, or if you're doing something that's not working and you want to know like how to make it work, let me know. All right. So the first thing I want to just kind of talk about is what I started doing when I first started coaching, and like what I posted about and how I started sharing my journey. So in the beginning, if you go back and look at like my old Facebook posts, which you would have to go, it would probably take you a while because I post so much on Facebook, or Instagram. My posts in the beginning were like horrible, y'all. Like I was just sharing pictures of my food every 5 seconds. Or me like with my Shakeology, kissing it, like love my Shakeology. Didn't say why I loved it. I just, would post stuff like that. Or just a sweaty selfie like every day. Just sweaty selfie. Worked out today, yay, awesome, cool. And in the beginning, like that's okay. I'm not telling you can't share that kind of stuff, but none of that adds value to anyone's life. Like me posting a sweaty selfie or me posting a picture of me and my shake, like when someone reads it, they're not gonna be like, man, especially if I'm like, love my Shakeology with my cup, and that's it. There's no like what Shakeology does for me or why I love Shakeology or anything like that. They're gonna be like, okay, cool, she loves a shake, good for her, right? And then they're gonna move on. So I learned really quickly that like those kind of posts were not going to help me build my business. They were not going to help me reach anybody. So that's when I really started sharing my story, more about me, why I love Shakeology, why I chose to do Beachbody programs, why I choose to work out, right? Now, I share a lot about my depression and anxiety when I was overweight. I share a lot about my relationship, how it was when I was overweight, because that is my story. That's what was affected and what was, one of my main reasons for wanting to change. But that doesn't mean that you have to like every post has to be this like sappy, sad, like, vulnerable post. I'm not telling you you have to like, take all your bones out of your closet and tell the world every single thing about you. If you're not comfortable doing that, that's okay. But you do have to have some value in every post. So like when you're sharing anything, I want you to like ask, is this going to add value to someone's life? Is someone going to read this and like be motivated, inspired, want to do something, want to change their life, want to, take action on something, right? Like or educate, is going to educate them at least, right? So if you maybe want to share a recipe and you just make a post about your recipe, that's still adding value to someone's life. It's still educating them. Let me turn the air on because it's super hot in here because I have all these freaking big ass lights on. Sorry, it's like super hot. That's still educating them. It's still adding value to their life. So everything doesn't have to be like a super vulnerable post or a huge transformation or anything like that. It can just be, adding value by sharing a recipe or adding like a tip on waking up earlier if you were a morning person, or even if it has nothing to do with Beachbody. If you know how to knit and you want to talk about it and share like a tip on knitting, like do it, right? Like, or if you have dogs and maybe you found like an awesome dog food or like a trick on how to make them stop barking. If y'all have that, please share that, because my dogs bark every freaking second. You know, like things like that, like adding value to someone's life, right? So, or educating yourself. So asking questions on Facebook to get an answer from your friends, right? So, whoever's on the phone, I just muted you, by the way. So just because I've been getting some background noise. So yeah, so make sure you're either educating somebody, you're inspiring or motivating somebody to take action, or you know, you're at least adding some type of value. Okay, I'm not telling you can't post a sweaty selfie every once in a while. Like that's fine, I do that, but I don't do that. But you will never see me post a sweaty selfie every single day for like without adding some type of value, some type of motivation, some type of story behind it, right? And it doesn't have to be like a dramatic, like yesterday I made a post about having a sinus infection. Sorry if I sound like a man or if I'm like every 5 seconds, but my nose is stuffed up. So I made a post about it, and I had like majority of the people commenting were coaches, but I still had a few people like, hope you feel better. Guess what, y'all? When they comment on your stuff, they start, and you comment back, they start to engage more and they start to see more of your posts. That's how Facebook works, okay? So why we tell you, and I know some of you were in our new coach training this past round, maybe some of you haven't been in it yet, but why we tell you to do 5 connects, meaning go on 5 people's pages every single day instead of messaging people, because I'm going to tell you right now, if your coach has ever told you you have to message 10 people a day, like randomly starting random conversations that you don't even know these people, like don't do that. I don't do that. I've never done that ever in my life. I will never do that. That's just not me. Now, I'm not telling you I don't start conversations with people that are engaging me with my page. Of course do that. If they're liking your stuff and commenting on your stuff, heck yes, message them thanking them for, you know, following you, or thanking them for showing you love and support. But I am not that person, and I don't want to put anyone down that's ever done that. I just don't do that. And I try not to make or tell my new coaches to do that, because it's super salesy. Ashley's raising her hand. She might do that. I don't do that. Again, y'all, if it works for you, then like that's fine. But for me, like I have never, and I've never had to, so maybe that's why. But again, I am super consistent with my posting, and I'm adding value on my posts, and those are the people I'm reaching out to. Yes, maybe we've never talked before, but if at least I'm reaching out because they liked my post, it's not as random as me just being like, hey girl, saw you had a baby, congrats, when I've never met them, or, you know, because I'm friends with a bazillion Facebook people that I don't even know how we became friends half the time. So I don't even know, like, if I actually know the people, like, you know, I mean, obviously if you know the person, then that's fine. But if it's like some random person, I wouldn't necessarily just like message them, hey, like, haven't talked to you in 10 years, how have you been? Like, I don't do that a lot. And I'm not telling you can't do that, but I would engage with the people that are engaging on your page. And the way you do that is by connecting with people on their pages. If you go in and comment on someone's Facebook page, they're going to, if they answer back, so like I usually ask a question, right? So if they have a dog, oh my God, this dog's so cute, what kind of dog is she? If they have a cute shirt on, I ask that a lot, because I actually do, like, if I think that they have a cute shirt on, I really actually want to know where they got it from. So I'll ask where their shirt's from, or where their dress is from, or whatever it might be. If you ask a question and they answer you, then Facebook automatically thinks that y'all are best friends, and they're going to connect you with them. It's like the Facebook algorithm is what it's called, and your post will show up in their newsfeed and vice versa. Okay, so you're going to notice, if you're friends with a lot of Beachbody coaches and you interact with a lot of Beachbody coaches, that a lot of Beachbody coaches are in your newsfeed. That's what it is for me. It's like Beachbody, which is fine, because it's like all positivity, and like I've already like weeded out all the negative drama on Facebook. I barely see that. Like it's like very rare that I see any like drama or nonsense. It's all positive people, because that's who I interact with most. So that's what you need to be doing every day. If you're not getting engagement on your posts, number one, make sure you're adding value. Does it educate somebody? Does it motivate somebody? Does it make them like feel something other than just, oh, cool, she posted a better shake? Like, add some value. Obviously, when you are a little bit vulnerable and actually share like a piece of your heart and your story, that's when I get most of my engagement, is when I'm like sharing a struggle or sharing like my raw and real truth, because that's who I am and that's what people relate to. When I talk about depression and anxiety, I have a ton. They might not necessarily comment, but they message me, like, girl, that post spoke to me, or I've been watching you for 3 years and exactly what you described is me right now. That's happened more times than I can tell you. So, but it's those posts where I kind of get a little vulnerable, and it's super scary, y'all. Like, this is not easy. What we do is not easy. But you're going to have more people support you than you will have people that hate on you. And you will have people that hate on you. I'm just going to put that out there. I've had people delete me. And the reason why I know that they delete me is because they refriend request me like 5 months later, and then they're asking me for help. That's happened multiple times. I've had people tell me, like, I deleted you from Facebook because your posts were annoying. And I'm like, okay, cool. No problem, right? Like, cool. You don't pay my bills. And, it's the thing that the way I think about it is, like, I'm going to get judged no matter what I'm doing. No matter what I'm doing. So, like, why not do something that makes me happy? And if I can inspire one person and annoy two, if I can inspire one person to change their life enough to get off their diabetes medicine, or to save them from dying of obesity, or to be able to help them teach their kids that they can do what mom did, right? Like, that to me is way more like fulfilling and means way more to me than like the one person that gets aggravated because they're not happy with themselves or they're not happy with their lives, so they're going to try and bring me down. That's the way I think about it. So it is super scary when you're sharing. And as long as you're not being that salesy, like, buy this product for me, this is on sale this month, this is on sale this month. Like, we're not Vanna White. We're not like, we're not salespeople. We're not. Like, I do not consider me a salesperson. I failed sales class in college, and just not my thing. Like, I am not a pushy person. I do not like shove like Beachbody, buy Beachbody from me like every 5 seconds, right? No. Like, I share what I'm doing with the products. I am a share person. That's what I do. So as long as you're not doing that, you're going to annoy somebody, right? Like, if you were posting negative stuff, you'd annoy somebody. If you were posting like motivational quotes and sunshine and rainbows every 5 seconds, you're going to annoy somebody, right? Like, you're going to annoy somebody no matter what you're doing. So you need to do what makes you happy and don't care about what other people think. If you haven't yet read The Energy Bus, highly encourage you to read it, because it will help you understand why, like, you shouldn't care what people think. It really is like an awesome book. I read it in a day, and I do not read books fast at all. Like, I'm a slow reader. So it is a really, really good book. And You Are Badass, as always, is great. But The Energy Bus, like, I probably will reread it again because it's that good. So yeah, so if you are adding value and you are doing those connects, y'all, if you're doing those every day, you don't necessarily have to do 5 a day, do 3 a day. If you want to do more than that, then do 10 a day, right? So write down the people that you are commenting on their stuff, commenting on their posts. You're going to start to notice those people are the ones that are liking your stuff, commenting on your stuff, reaching out to you. I promise you it works. Like, Doug Moss told me to do that months ago, and I'm like kicking myself that I didn't do it because I was like, oh, I don't need to do that. Like, I'm not going to do that. And pretty much, like, almost all, I'm at Success Club 14 right now. Almost all of those people that have ordered from me were people that I did my connects with from last month. I didn't have to reach out to them and say, like, random start conversation. They reached out to me when they saw my post. Or they at least commented saying, like, hey, I'm interested in this. What's this about? And it's all because I started those random questions. And don't be like, what's your favorite color? Out of, like, when they post a picture of a dog, right? Like make it relatable. Make it, not as weird. Like, why is this girl commenting on my picture of my kids, asking what kind of dogs do I have? Like, make sure it has to do with the picture, right? So you don't look like a creeper weirdo. We don't want to be creeper weirdos. We want to just be like normal people. I mean, they don't know. That picture could have popped up in your news feed, right? If they post it, make sure you're not like going back to 2014 and commenting on a post that was like a bazillion years old, and then they're like, how the heck, because then they're going to think you like stalk them, and that's creepier. So don't do that. But you know what I mean? Like, just comment. You know, and again, if you can't do 5 a day, try 3 a day, try 2 a day. If, like, start out as small as you can. And there will be days where you can't do that, and that's okay. But you have to let go of the fear. You have to let go of the fear of what other people are going to think. Because again, y'all, people are going to judge you no matter what you're doing. And honestly, like, if I would have let the fear of other people hold me back, because I've had close family and friends, like close, like really close family, really, tell me still to this day, after I'm making a full-time income, you ain't gonna get a real job. You ain't gonna get a real job. I'm like, I have a real job. Thank you very much. I pay my bills. I eat. I'm fine. Right? So you're going to have the people that judge you. But it's also because they don't know anything about it. Like, I didn't know anything about Beachbody. Think about it this way. How long did you watch your coach before you decided to say yes? How long did you watch them post and share? And maybe you were like me and you rolled your eyes and you were like, these people are freaking drinking the Kool-Aid. They are nut jobs. Like, I am not doing that. Like, that's annoying. How many times did you probably say or delete me or say, oh my gosh, Jessie is so freaking annoying. Like, here's one more Shakeology post. Here's one more this post. Like, when is she going to quit that? When is she going to give it up? Like, you probably said it. Maybe not out loud. Maybe not to my face. But you probably said it. I'm sure you did. Maybe you were having a bad day and I was like super positive, happy. And you're like, oh my God, this girl's always happy. Like, ugh. Like, I don't need to see that right now, right? You got to think about it like that, because I know I did that. I was like, this is baloney. Like, there's no way that she can do this. There's no way that that works, right? Like, you have to think about it the way that you thought about it. And I'm not saying that everyone's going to take, if you took 2 years to reach out, it's not going to take that long necessarily, but you also have to give yourself a little grace and know that this does take some time. It takes you not caring about what people think. And I know it's hard. And I know there's still days where, like, people will say stuff to me and it freaking hurts. Like, I get haters all the time. I know Ashley gets some haters sometimes too. But, like, again, people are going to hate on you. And most of the time it has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. I had a girl comment the other day, like, not everyone wants to be a size 2. And I don't even know what else she said. But she was, like, hating on me because I made a post, or she told me that my transformation was fake. Okay, cool. Like, what am I supposed to say to that, right? So, okay, yeah, sure, my transformation's fake. Whatever, you know, like, it sucks because it's like, okay, well, I worked my butt off for this. Like, no, it's not fake. But again, if that one person gets aggravated, but I've inspired 10 people this month, like, obviously the 10 people are way more important than that one person that's, you know, and again, it has more to do with that person than it has anything to do with me, right? It has more to do with her own insecurities than it has to do with me. So that's what you have to remember. Again, I wouldn't, like, fight with people about it, because I get told, again, all the time, like, what you're doing doesn't matter. You can't change anyone's life, blah, 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 blah. You know, I get those mean comments all the time, y'all. But if I let those comments dictate my life, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I would be stuck in a job that I hated, miserable human being, right? So you have to decide what you want. Is this something that you want to do? Is this something you want to make work? Because it totally can. You can't care so much about what people think. Plain and simple. And then as far as your posting goes, like I said, you know, sharing your story, like, doesn't have to be this huge, like, it can be scary. I'm not going to tell you it's not, but you don't have to, like, share every single thing. Like, I've had people like, oh, well, I have really personal stuff I don't want to share. Then don't share it. It's your story. You're able to share what you want to share. You're able to post what you want to post. I'm not going to tell you what to post and what not to post. I mean, I can give you tips. Don't post the Google stock image that you find on Google. Post you, right? But I'm not, if that's how you want to post and if it works for you, then, like, go to Google and do that. If that's what you want to do. That's not what I do. I just share what I'm doing. So it's totally up to you what you want to share and what you want to post and how you want to share and how much you want to share, right? But I just tell you that when you get real and true and raw and just share you and nobody else, you share share your authentic self, you share, you know, your struggles, your and this doesn't have to be all sad, y'all. Like, share your achievements. If you're freaking proud that you stuck with Sean Week for 7 days, then freaking, like, shout out to the rooftops, right? Be proud of your story, because you all have a story, okay? If you're sitting here thinking, like, oh, that's all great, but, like, I don't know, like, I don't have a story, or I don't have anything to share. I don't have a huge transformation. Y'all, this journey is your story. This journey is your story. This journey is your business. Okay? People used to say like your body is your business. That's not really true. It's your journey. That's your business. Because you don't need a massive transformation. I've had people reach out to me now and say, I've been intimidated to reach out to you because I'm 60. Hold on. Sorry, I had like a frog in my throat or something. I'm 60 pounds overweight and you're like super small, or you're, already fit. Like, you might not understand like how I feel. And that's exactly why I share so much about my past, because I want people to know, like, I was where they're at. I'm not there now, but I was where they're at. I think it's more inspiring to watch someone from day one change over time than it is for someone to be like, oh, I've done P90X for 90 days, but I didn't share anything about it for 90 days, but here are my results. Like, that's great. And yeah, you might get apparently like choking. I don't even know what's going on. You might get some people interested if you show like your 21-day results if you've never shown anything, or maybe you got really good results as a challenger and you're starting to coach and you want to share your results. I'm not saying not to do that. That's amazing. But then the next round, like, make sure you're sharing how you got those results, y'all, because people can look at that and say like, oh, that's great for her. She lost 20 pounds. I've been trying for the past 5 months and nothing's worked. Like, that's probably not going to work for me either, because they don't know how you did it. They don't know what the meal plan's about. They don't know what Shakeology is. They don't know that they can get results with these at-home fitness programs, right? Because they've never done them. They have no idea. Or maybe they have some sitting on their shelf and they've never touched it. That was me, right? Because I didn't have the accountability. Those are the things that you need to be sharing. And literally, like, when I do a program, for the most part, I try and post like at least once a day something about the program. So like, I'll say like day 1 of 60, right? If I'm doing a 60-day program. Day 1 of 60, and then I'll post something about the meal plan, Shakeology. I'll record my workout. I'll post something about the workout. I did that for Sean Week all week. I did something like day 1 of 7, day 2 of 7, right? Because people are going to start to watch your story. That is your story. They're going to start to watch what you're doing. So then come day 22, when you're showing your results, they're going to be like, man, her results are awesome. And I've watched her do it. I've watched her change, physically, mentally, like emotionally. I've watched the struggle. I've watched her have hard days. I've watched her say, I can eat pizza, and she's still getting those results. So if she can do it, I can do it, right? That's what they're going to be inspired by. They're inspired by your journey. They're not inspired necessarily by the destination. And we all know that this is never ending. This doesn't end, right? Like, your journey never ends. You're always on it. So you should never have you should never run out of what you should be talking about. So you don't need this massive transformation. If you've fallen off, maybe you were like big into coaching, you're posting on, and like you went MIA for whatever reason, life happened, and things happen, whatever. Or maybe, for future stuff, if y'all have something, life comes up and you're like, I don't have time to post for the next month, whatever it might be. And you're struggling to get back to it, my biggest advice, just freaking start. Try not to do that, because you're literally starting over. When you just like fall off the map, you're starting from day 1. You are. And I've seen it so many times. Coaches are like, oh, well, I'm getting married, or I have whatever, like my kid's sick for a week. And then when your kid's finished being sick, then it's like, oh, well, then I have this going on, and then I have that going on, and I have that going on. So I'm just going to put coaching on the back burner, and I'll come back to it. And y'all, people are watching you to see if you're consistent. You expect them to sign up with you as a coach who's supposed to be helping them be consistent, but you're not consistent. Like, think about it like that. Would you ever go to a doctor that like is like inconsistent with, I practiced medicine this day, but then like I took like 3 months off and went, I don't know, went and cooked, and now I'm going to go back to medicine, and then I'm going to go, do something else, and then I'm going to go back to medicine. Like, I probably wouldn't want a doctor that's like flippy-floppy. Same thing with coaching. Like, they don't want someone that's inconsistent. They don't want, because they're struggling too, right? So if they see that you're not inconsistent with your journey, and it's not about being perfect, not saying that. Share the days where you want to eat pizza. I do. Share the days where you do eat pizza. Like, share those things, because that is relatable. That is what people relate to. That's what they struggle with, that too. Or they struggle with the same things that you're struggling with. If you have no motivation, there's people out there that have no motivation, right? So you need to be sharing that consistently. And that is really that's why I've been able to grow my business the way I have. It's because for the past 3 years, I've shown up every day, no matter what. And if some days I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to post, I find a motivational quote on Pinterest, I post it, and I post a picture with me in it. Like, it doesn't have to be this like massive long post or like thought out post. It can literally be something like that. And obviously I wouldn't do that every single day without sharing any other value, but that can be something. It's motivating to somebody, right? So that's all I wanted to say. Does anyone have questions or want to say something, or maybe you're doing something and you feel like it's not working, or what? Share. Unmute yourselves. Ashley, you want to say anything? You always want to say. No? Nobody?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, since no one else wants to say anything, I'll put my 2 cents into it. So I really loved this call, Jessie. By the way, guys, like, there's no one else out there that can be youer than you. And people will either like you, love you, or hate you. And that's totally fine. Because if they don't like you, guess what? That's on them. And they're not your people. You don't want to build a team full of people that hate you. You don't want to build a team full of people that are just joining you to get you to shut up on Facebook, I guess. So don't take these things personal, guys. I know that it's difficult. I definitely have had my share of haters. Dive into PD when that happens. Don't like make a post about it right away, right? Don't work off your emotions. And just know that, like, believe in yourself, guys. Like, we all are so different. But there are so many different people out there that we all speak to people completely differently too. So something I say or something Jessie says is completely different than how you would say it, and we're all getting the same subject material out there, right? So just be you. Like, find if you feel like your posts aren't made well, guys, this isn't something that just like overnight happens. I'm the same way. Like, if you scroll through my Facebook, my posts were horrible. Like, they were literally like, join my challenge group, get a Fixate for free. Like, that's what all my posts were. Like, they weren't like any genuine, let me help you post. They weren't anything personal about me. And so it came off kind of icky. So if you feel like you need to work on your post, guys, find people who you vibe with their post and use their post for inspiration. Don't copy them, clearly, right? Because that's not you. But use what they're trying to say, use what they're trying to convey in your own words, using your own personality, so you get that point across too. We all come up with like roadblocks. We all come up with word blocks. There's days where I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to post about, right? Like, I'm boring. I don't do anything now. I sit at home. I don't even go to work. But guys, you have to be posting, because people need to see you. There are thousands, if not millions of people on the internet. And if you're not posting, you're not being seen, right? If you're not being seen, people can't hear your voice. If people can't hear your voice, they can't let you lead them, right? They can't join your team. They can't, find a solution to a problem that works for them. Speak to the person that you used to be, right? Speak to that person you were before you found Beachbody. Like, Jessie says this all the time. Like, think about where you would be at right now if Beachbody weren't here. Like, I need to sit here and like take my own advice, because I'm coming up with like posts all crazy in my head right now. But think about that. Like, what attracted you to your coach? Like, what did they post about that made you say, man, I want to do that. I can do that. And talk to that same person, right? I think that's really all that I wanted to say. Just believe in yourself, guys. Like, you're all great. Like, we're all here for a reason. We're all making an impact in the world. I know that sounds so crazy, especially if you're like just joining this week. I was probably like, oh my gosh, this girl Purple Hair is crazy. But like, the amount of impact that you have on someone's life, like when they tell you they can touch their toes, when they tell you they're getting taken off their diabetes medicine, when they tell you that they can crawl on the ground with their kids, that right there is a value that you'll never be able to put a dollar amount on. So even though it scares the living bejesus out of you, guys, you have to be posting about it. It's those hard posts that get people attracted to you that are like, she's real and I want to work with her. Make sense? Everyone nod their heads.
Another tip, y'all. So and I know I've talked about this. I've talked about the course. I'm doing this course from two coaches who are now life coaches. They were Beachbody coaches, but now they're life coaches, and they're amazing. And one of the things that they suggested was like getting people on the phone, or using voice messenger if you're really not comfortable with talking to people on the phone. But like if someone shows interest in, you know, a challenge pack or your groups or whatever, the coaching opportunity, like it's okay to send them a message like explaining everything. But I know for me, and I do this, I'm not gonna like, I mean, y'all know I do this because I send y'all what to send people. It's freaking long because it's a lot of stuff, and like I don't want to leave anything out. I feel bad if I like leave anything out, and it's how I break things down. I am a long-winded person. A lot of my posts are like super long most of the time, and I know that I need to like cut back on that. But people get intimidated when you send them this like long message and then long message and long message, and you're not even like having a conversation with them. If you can get them on the phone or at least use voice messenger, like, and again, y'all, if you want to like send them bits and pieces as far as like what's included in the challenge pack, I'm not telling you you can't do that. You know, because I in the beginning was like, I was like, I am not getting on the phone. Like I am horrible. I say every 5 seconds. I like can't think. You know, like I get really excited, and then I feel like I word vomit everywhere. I'm like saying all this stuff, right? But if you can at least like, they'll hear your excitement, and they'll come up to your level. If you are excited, and don't get on the phone and like be on the computer typing away, doing other stuff, like talking to other people. Like if you get on the phone with them, give them your undivided attention. Ask questions about them. Let them talk a little bit. Like ask them what their goals are. Ask them what their struggles are. Ask them, you know, about them a little bit. Like I had a call with a girl the other day who's interested in joining the team. I like asked her what she did. I asked her about herself. Like she told me she was a writer and she travels. And I was like, oh, where's your favorite place to go? Like just asking her random questions that had nothing to do with Beachbody. But we had like a real conversation. Like it wasn't just like, okay, so this is all the information about coaching and this is what our team does. Hey, you want to join? Like, no, it was a real conversation, and she heard my excitement and she heard my like passion. She even said, she's like, you sound so passionate for it. And I am, right? Like we all are, we're all excited. We're all wanting to help people. So if you can get people on the phone, and again, y'all, like I told her after the phone, I was like, look, I'm going to send you at least like the pricing information, the breakdown, all of that. That way you can at least like look it over. Because, you know, I know like on the phone, when I'm talking to someone and telling them all the information, it's a lot, right? So, you know, like I know that they're not going to remember that there's a $15.95 monthly coach fee, and I don't want them to forget or to be like, what the heck is this when it gets, you know, when it hits their account the next month. So like I send them that after, but at least they heard like my excitement and, you know, my drive. Now I wouldn't get on the phone with every single person that you talk to ever, but like the people that are showing interest, the people that are asking questions, you know, the people that you think would want to buy a challenge pack or would want to sign up with you as a coach, like those are the people. Now again, I don't want you to spend hours on the phone, because I know some people that get caught up in that. Like make it short and sweet, y'all, and tell them like, yeah, I got like 20 minutes or 30 minutes for a phone call, you know, at most. Is that cool if I call you? And my conversation the other day was like 20 minutes. Like it wasn't very long. It wasn't like I was on the phone with her for an hour. But at least they can hear your passion and your excitement, and, you know, they might not order from you. They might not. Who knows? They might not sign up. That's okay. But at least you're planting that seed, and it's not you sending like long freaking messages. Again, if you're not comfortable on the phone, Facebook Messenger has a little voice thingy. Perfect. Like perfect way to be able to reach out to somebody. You know, sending them a voice message. I do that a lot when I'm in the car because I obviously I don't text and drive. So I do it a lot in the car, but I'm also not like giving them my 100% attention. So that's usually like when I'm answering like simple questions or questions that aren't like super in depth, because I want to actually have a real conversation with them if I'm going to have that. So anyone have any questions or want to say anything? Sorry, I'm like coughing and snotting over here.
I did want to add just one more thing. At the beginning of the call, Jessie was talking about like how she doesn't like cold message people and how I do cold message people. Find what works for you. I don't just cold message people like, hey, join my challenge group. Like, I don't ever do that. When Jessie's talking about that, that does not mean that you have to wait for people to come to you. Jessie's been doing this for 3 years now. She has built up that trust with her clients, with her potential clients. We all are still starting out. We all still are building those relationships. So you have to be privately inviting too.
And when I say I don't cold message, I do privately invite. Like, I don't want you to think that I'm telling you I don't message people. I do have conversations with people, but it's people that are engaging on my posts. Because I am doing the connects every day, I'm constantly getting people liking my stuff. So I'm not having to randomly, and I don't think Ashley does it either. Ashley's not gonna like go down her friends list and like randomly message people like she said, hey, join my challenge group. She starts she goes to their page, she looks at their stuff, she gets to know them, like, oh, they just had a baby, let me send them a message and say congratulations, whatever it might be. Maybe they just put a dog, like she'll send them a message and talk to them about that, right? But she's not going down her friends list saying like, hey, do you want to sign up with me as a challenger even though I haven't talked to you in 10 years? Or, you know, like that kind of stuff. When I mean I don't cold message, I don't send out messages every day to random people that I haven't talked with, right? These are people that are, sorry, y'all. I have sinus infection, so like, it's ridiculous. You know, these are people that are engaging on my stuff. And she's right. I have built up a base where, you know, I don't, like, I'm not going to lie to y'all. It is not hard for me to hit Success Club. It is not hard. I'm at Success Club 14, and it's like, I was there like beginning of the month, but it's because I plant my seeds early. I don't wait till, so like we're in June. In May, the end of May, I was messaging people, you know, following up with people. I was making sure I was doing those connects even more, doing more, because I knew, okay, these people that are on the fence, these people that I've talked to, these people that, you know, these new people that are friends with me, they haven't seen my posts. They haven't seen my invite posts. 3 to 5% of your Facebook friends see your posts. Think about it, y'all. 3 to 5%. If you have 100 friends on Facebook, it's not a lot of people that are going to see your post, right? And then the next day when you post, those 3 to 5% probably are not the same 3 to 5%. Some of them are, because it's also, like I said, who you connect with, right? I just broke a pencil. Who you connect with. But majority of them, like 1 or 2 people might see it on their newsfeed that didn't see it the other day. So if you're thinking like, man, I'm going to annoy the same people over and over again, if you're connecting with new people, no, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah, you might have, if someone's interactive with you, or if you're like, you'll notice like the people you're tagged in Facebook photos with, right? Or the people that you, like I said, you connect with, those are the people that are the ones that are going to see most of your stuff. But if you're connecting and commenting on new people's Facebook, like on your friends list that you haven't done yet, those are the people that are going to be seeing your stuff. Does that make sense? Like, and again, like, it's not hard for me to hit it because I've been so consistent. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to show y'all, like, I worked my butt off for the last 3 years. I'm still working my butt off. Like, I still work this business. I'm not sitting back, like, eating bonbons, like, letting my team build. Like, no, I am working my butt off, you know, and I show up every day. Are you laughing at me because I said eating bonbons? I'm not. But I am. Like, I'm working every day. I'm consistent with it, and I don't, like, it's non-negotiable for me to help people, like, because I know that if my coach or her upline never did this, never shared the vulnerable parts, never shared their story, like, was too afraid, I wouldn't be here. I would be probably more than 50 pounds overweight. I don't even want to know where I would be. I really wouldn't. And so part of this course that I'm into, one of them said something on a call, and it like really stuck out to me. When you're posting and when you're sharing your story, the way you have to think about it is like, what happens if she does not find me? What happens if that person that you were doesn't find you, doesn't see your posts, doesn't or you weren't sharing enough to, and I'm not saying you have to share every 5 seconds, but if you go MIA for a month, what happens to that person, to your dream person, like your person that you want to help? What happens to her if she doesn't see your post or if she doesn't find you? Like, I think about it, I'm like, where would I be if I didn't see my coach sharing, right? Or if I didn't continue to follow, like Lindsay say, and the people that I look up to so much? Where would I be if I never found them? I don't want to know. So that's what you have to think about when you are sharing. Like, share to that person, like Ashley said earlier, but think about it that way. Like, if I don't share this, or if I don't add this value, like, where's that person going to be? Because I promise you, if you start to put like a person and truly vision it, like a person that you want to help, if there's someone out there that you truly want to help. I have someone that's like near and dear to my heart that I want to help. I've tried helping over and over again. You can't want it more for them than they want for themselves, but that's like anytime that I am posting, anytime that I'm sharing, that person is constantly in my mind, because I will not quit. I will never quit, but I will not quit until she changes her life, because she needs to, right? Like, I know she needs to, and I know that if she doesn't, it's going to be not okay. So that is the person that I think of. I think of what happens if she does not change. What happens if I can't help her? And I'm not saying they have to do it. You can't save everybody. But like, that's the way I think, is like, okay, well, if I don't share this, then there could be a girl out there that is dealing with depression and anxiety. There could be a girl that's dealing with an eating disorder. There could be a girl that's struggling with, her relationship because she's so unhappy with herself, right? So those are the people that I am constantly thinking of, because I don't look at it as like a success club number. I don't look at it as like, 14 points, like, yay, awesome. No, those are 7 people. There's 7 people that have the opportunity that I have a small part of helping them change their life. And that is what I continue to like. That's why I do what I do every day. It has nothing to do with the points. It has nothing to do with the trips and all that. I mean, that's great and that's fun, but like, that's not why we do what we do. So that's what you need to think of when you're sharing and when you're talking to people and when you're reaching out. So hopefully that helps y'all. Does anyone have any questions or want to say anything? We got about 14 minutes left. Does anyone want to say anything? Is anyone struggling with like what to post? Anyone struggling with like anything like that? Y'all just look at me like I'm crazy. Or like, no? So y'all are not struggling with what to post. So I should see amazing posts this week. Yes! Awesome! I'm excited. Y'all can feel free to unmute yourselves. I think Amber called in. Amber, you called in? I unmuted you. I don't know if you can hear me. But I think it's Amber.
Yeah, I called in.
Hi, Amber! Do you want to say
Hi.
anything? Because I unmuted you. I didn't know if you could unmute yourself since you called in.
Yeah, I put myself on mute just in case, because it's kind of weird when you call in.
Well, did you want to say
I
anything?
can't see anybody.
Yes, ma'am. You don't have to. I just didn't know if you could unmute yourself, so I didn't want you to like want to say something and then not be able to say something.
Well, I think that when we post, and I think it's probably the biggest thing that people struggle with, especially in the beginning, but you have to find your voice. When you're, what do you struggle with? Or sometimes it doesn't, we were talking in our accountability group the other day, like we were talking about, sometimes you don't want to post that, like, everything's always doom and gloom. We'll post about, how awesome life is, with Beachbody, that you can literally take your work to the pool, or on vacation, make it about, life. Like sometimes I have trouble with this because I work so much. Like I work another job. So I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to post about that isn't just about work, but there's somebody out there that's doing the same thing. They need to get up at 4:30 in the morning, like me, to get their workout in. So be you. Like somebody out there needs to hear what you have to say.
Yes, thank you so much. Seriously, y'all, like she just said, someone out there needs what you have to say. Like, they need it. And you might not think that it can help, like, anybody. You might be thinking, like, I can't help anybody. I can help myself. I promise you that your story is more powerful than you even realize. Trust me, I didn't think so. I was like, I'm just going to start posting on Facebook for my own accountability. Like, that's why I started sharing. It had nothing. I did not want to help people. Like, I told my coach, I don't want to do this. I don't want to help people. I just want to drink my shake and do my workout and follow this little containers and like be by myself. Like, I don't want to do any of that. Right. But look at me now. You know, it's changed my life. You have to believe in yourself and believe in your story, because your story is incredible. And again, you don't need this massive transformation. You don't need any like type of traumatic thing that's ever. I had a great life growing up. Like, I didn't have this traumatic like, you know, life story. It's just my story is my story. Your story is your story. And like Ashley said earlier, like, there is no one on this earth that is you. There's no one. People go through so much, many different experiences, and you have some value to share. So I hope that this helped. Hopefully a little bit. I don't know. Let's take a picture before we get off, like we always do. So y'all stop sleeping, wake up, smile, fix your hair, Ashley, like you always do.
Can I say one more thing first?
What? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so
Always.
sorry guys.
Always.
So this just popped in my head. I think this was something that Carl Deichler had said at Summit. Guys, first off, if you're not following Carl Deichler on Facebook or on, I don't know if he's on Instagram, but on Facebook, go follow him. Like, he is so motivational. But he said at Summit last year, you can say all the right things. No, you can say all the wrong things to the wrong people and it won't make a difference. No, sorry. You can say all the right things to all the wrong people and it won't make a difference. But you can say all the wrong things to the right people and it will change their entire world. So just kind of soak that in. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. I think I just kind of messed it up. But
you can say all the right things to the wrong people. No. Yeah. You can say all the wrong things. I don't know.
You can say all the right things to the wrong people, but they are the wrong people, right? But if you say all the wrong things to the right people, because they're the right people, they understand what you're trying to say. I don't know. Y'all are the right people.
Yes, and they'll get it and they'll join you. Like okay, for example, when I first started coaching, y'all, my like lingo and the way I talk to people through Messenger was like horrible. Like, I look back and I'm like, why did this person ever join me? Like, I was all over the place. I had like no idea what I was talking about because I don't know, I'm new and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And nothing, right? Like, I had no idea what I was doing. But those people joined me because they knew my intentions. They knew my heart. They knew that I wasn't just like trying to make a quick buck off of them. They knew that I was really excited to help them, right? So like Ashley said, you can say all the right things to the wrong people and they're not going to join you. They're not, like, or they will, but they're not going to get what you want them to get out of it. But if you say all the wrong things or the right things to the right people, those people will join you. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who need you. They don't necessarily need Beachbody. I mean, yeah, Beachbody's awesome, but they need you. No one else. They need you because they relate to you. You're the person that can inspire them, right? And again, there's no one out there like you. So you just keep being you. You stop caring about what other people think. Go read The Energy Bus. Like, seriously, I actually am going to look for mine tonight. Except I think Elaine has it. And if you're coming, let's take a picture before everyone hops off. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. All right. And if you're coming, who's coming to Summit? Anyone still want to come to Summit? If you want to come, tickets are still available. I don't know how much they are, though. They may be more expensive. But y'all, like, Summit, seriously, if you've never been, I know Jessica and Ashley have been. I think they're the only people on this call who have been. Literally, like, life change. Like, I don't even know how else to explain it other than life changing. Like, it is really just like you get to see the bigger picture. You get to meet people and like talk to people and see like the lives that really are changed. Because like, yeah, you see them on Facebook and you see all these people like they're losing all this weight, right? But like you get to like you'll be standing in line at Summit about to check out and you like turn around and you start talking to the people behind you and they're like, oh yeah, I've dropped 150 pounds. And you're like, what? And then you start talking to them and they're just like incredible. Like it's like nothing you will ever experience. It's amazing. So if you have the opportunity to go, like go. If you can't go this year, if it's not doable for you, if you're a brand new coach, if you signed up in May or June, you still have your chance to earn a free ticket for next year. I don't know where it's going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be in New Orleans again. Don't quote me on that. I'm just going by like past summits. They usually do like 2 to 3 year contracts. So I'm assuming that's going to be New Orleans again, but could be completely wrong. So if you have the opportunity to earn a free ticket, I mean, go. Transferable tickets are no longer transferable. So if you do end up wanting to come, you have to buy a full price ticket. Unless you're new, I think you do get like a little bit of a discount, but it's not like that much discount. I don't really know. I'd have to look. But yeah, so get excited if you are coming. It is so much fun. It's in like 24 days or 23 days or something crazy like that. So freaking excited. I'm actually going to like sleep in one of my Summit shirts, I think, because I'm really excited about them. All right. I hope you'll have a great day. Thank you so much for getting on, y'all. Like, really appreciate y'all's time. I know that you're taking time out of your lives to hang out with me and everyone else. So we really do appreciate it. We'll see y'all next Monday.
Jessie.
Yes.
I had one question. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
When you're like, do you have a system as far as like, I tend to invite for challenges, but I'm like, I probably have not been consistent at all with inviting for a coach opportunity. And I know like for me to keep moving forward so I can take this full time, I'm going to need to try to keep recruiting so I can find team builders. So I just didn't know how to like, is it okay to have 2 posts about inviting, or should I do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then
so I don't necessarily have a system. I try and talk about the coaching opportunity though, like
once or twice a week?
Yeah, like minimum once or twice a week. And like y'all, like I know I try not to, I don't try not to. I feel sometimes weird talking about the income part of it because I don't want people signing up just to make money. Like that's not who I want to attract. But the income part of it, it's huge. If you can pay your bills, like if you can pay like your grocery bill, like that's huge for somebody. I mean, I know like people that live paycheck to paycheck that can't pay their grocery bills or like struggle to pay their grocery bills. Like if you are making enough money to be able to do that, or maybe you are, you know, just anything with the coaching opportunity, like the community aspect is what I usually share a lot about. I do try and share a little bit about the income because I do like, I look at my income and like what I've made over the last 3 years and I'm like, man, like I'm like blown away. And I'm not making like crazy amounts of money, but I'm making a full-time income from my house. Like not a lot of people do that, right? So like if you can, and again, if you're not there yet, like totally fine, but at least share like a little bit about the income, a lot about the community, you know, anything that coaching's given you, like where you would be without it, like share that kind of stuff. And I would do that at minimum twice a week, minimum. Like I know Bonnie Engel posts something about coaching every single day. Now, it's not like necessarily an invite post, but it's something that has to do with what the coaching opportunity has done. Because just like you're wanting to help people change physically and healthy, you know, trying to get them to be healthy, this opportunity can change people's lives financially, mentally, like more than, I think, not more than them getting healthy, because that's what we're focused on, but like, I feel like once they can, if that changes, like everything else starts to change too. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know how to explain that, but sharing the coaching opportunity is just as important as sharing your health and fitness journey. Just as important, if not more, because that comes with it, right? Like I am 50 pounds down because of coaching. Like I would not be where I am if it was not because of coaching, because now I have to. Like I have to work out. If I don't work out, then my challengers aren't going to work out. Then my coaches aren't going to work out. Then I'm like doing a disservice to like 300 plus people. Like not okay, right? Before it was just to me. So like if I didn't work out or I didn't eat healthy, like I was just giving up on me. But now I'm giving up on a lot of people. So talk about the coaching opportunity as much as you can, if not more than your health and fitness journey. And again, like, it doesn't have to be all Beachbody, but like, this is like a huge component, and people don't know about it. I've had people tell me, like, still, like, I don't understand what you do. Like, I don't get it. Like, what do you do? How do you get paid? Like, I don't get it. So talk about it as much as you can. And I highly encourage y'all, if y'all haven't yet, especially if you've been around for a little bit, do sneak peeks, y'all. Like, me and Ashley haven't done one in a while, which we need to. Life has just been a little crazy, which is not an excuse. Like, I need to do a sneak peek, I know. But when me and Ashley do them, like, you know, that's great for your people, but like, your people don't want to sign up with me and Ashley. They want to sign up with you. So if you can do a sneak peek, and we can help you do one. Like, if you've never done one, you're more than welcome to like jump in on one that we do together. We usually do them together just because, whatever. But you know, if you've never done a sneak peek, or you want to like see how they work, you're more than welcome to get one of ours. But they're super like simple and easy. Like, it's nothing crazy. You're not like, I don't know, it's super easy. That, like, I always sign up a coach from, at least one coach from my sneak peeks. And it's just us sharing what we do. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's an hour usually on a Wednesday night. But you can do one whenever you want. I mean, it's up to you, but if you've never done it, I know for the new coaches on here, like, don't feel like you have to go and do that right this second, but maybe this month hit Success Club, next month make it a goal to hit Success Club and do a coaching sneak peek, or at least be involved and then like help us do a coaching sneak peek. You know, because especially as a new coach, like, I feel like y'all have so much to share, because you're brand new and you're excited. And I mean, I'm excited. I'm still excited after 3 years. This excites me, but you know, like, you have a different energy. So yeah, Christy, if you don't do sneak peeks, like, highly encourage you. And if you have a team of your own, if you're adding people to your team, ask them to do one with you. Now, you can't always count on people, so don't, you know, put all your eggs in one basket. Reach out to the people that you know are actually doing what they say they're going to do. You know, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would definitely share about coaching. And if you're a new coach and you're like, well, coaching really hasn't done much for me, like, if you see another coach share about their income, or you see another person like be able to quit their full-time job, like, y'all talk about that. Or if you see like someone able to pay their bills, like, talk about coaching, what coaching's going to do for you if it hasn't done what you want it to do yet. Like, I always talk about making 6 figures in this business. Like, I'm not there yet, but I'm like, I'm working my butt off to make 6 figures in this business. I talk about that all the time. And I mean, I'm not there yet, but I will be there. I'm putting it out there. I'm affirming it. Believe it, achieve it, right? So that's what you gotta do. Does that make sense, Chrissy? Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then
Actually,
Justice.
I was sitting here thinking of like what, and I'm like, I don't think I ever post, but like once a month, if that.
Right. Once a month. So think about it that way. 3 to 5% of your Facebook friends see your once a month coach post.
Right.
That's like no one.
And lately, I haven't turned any challengers into to coaches. So
because they don't know what you do, because you don't post about it. Gotta post about it. Yeah, Jessica said, just so you'll know, new coaches get tickets for Summit at $195. On-site tickets are $295. Yeah, they're not cheap. The $195 is if you became a coach 90 days prior. So if you were signed up 3 months ago, you can still buy a $195 ticket. They're not cheap, y'all. And just so y'all know, if you're not coming or if you are coming, they do go on sale that Thursday night. They'll announce where it's at again, or where it's going to be next year. They usually go on sale that night, and they're the cheapest that they can get that night through Sunday, as many as they have available. I know last year they were like $145, which still is not cheap. But if you are selling 3 challenge packs, make it a freaking goal to sell 3 challenge packs in July. That covers that cost. And I mean, I don't know if they're going to be that cheap again. I mean, they're not cheap, but cheap that way, or they might be more or less. I have no idea. But those are not transferable tickets. The cheap. Then they were like $30 more for a transferable ticket. I personally feel like if you are in this and like wholeheartedly in this, you don't need a transferable ticket. But I understand things happen, so you might want to get one just in case. I don't buy transferable tickets because I will never miss a summit unless I'm like dying, or unless one of my family members is dying. Like that's like legit how I feel. Like when we were talking about wedding stuff, I was like, nope, not in July. Like that's marked off. Sorry, summit. Not that I would get married in July anyway, just because it's hot. But I don't like to be hot. But anyway, yeah. So if you can come, and again, if you're brand new, you can earn a free ticket. So like $195 free ticket. Push for the free ticket. All right.
I got a free ticket.
Yeah, Christy got a free ticket, and a few people did get free tickets last year or for this year. All right. Well, I'm going to shower, but I hope you'll have a fantastic Monday, a fantastic week. Help some people change their lives this weekend, y'all. Like seriously, it's only the 19th. I won't tell you'll have a ton of time because you'll don't. But you've got time to freaking help people. Like, just don't wait till the last day because then you're gonna be like scrambling to be like, I need to help 30 people, and you're gonna freak yourself out. So just don't do that. Okay. Love y'all. Hope you have a great day. Bye.